Two seniors who's likely to see significant action tonight for Michigan. The other is Stu Douglas off the bench for the Wolverines. Michigan leads the series history overall with 103 wins against Northwestern in 160 meetings, but the Wildcats have had the advantage as of late with 3 wins in the last 4 meetings. Let's take a look now at Greg's peak keys to victory.
Northwestern in Scherner and Crawford, that's 36 points a game. They need to be on the mark. Both of them tonight, and they've got to do a job when on defense against Evan Samajic, who's playing really good basketball. A double-double threat every time now. For Michigan, utilize Morgan. Why not? The big fella's rolling, and he's had one of his best games ever against Northwestern with 27 points, his career high last season. And they've got to push that tempo. They can do that by rebounding and pushing and getting turnovers from the Wildcats.
Just moments ago, we mentioned the fact that Northwestern could get a big win by winning here on the road. Most notably, we should point out this is a winnable game for Northwestern because of the way they match up with Michigan.
They match up well, and they have confidence playing here. They won 2 years ago, coming back from 17, nearly won last year, coming back from 15. Bill Carmody's team will be confident tonight.
3 straight NITs for Bill Carmody's squad. Last year finished 7-11 in Big Ten play. And on the other side for Michigan, head coach John Beilein in his 5th season with 80 wins. 2 of the last 3 years he's taken the Wolverines to the NCAA tournament. And this season ranked all season long. Right now they sit at the 13th ranked team in the nation. I hope you're ready for some threes. Northwestern is 3rd in the nation. Pardon me, 9th in the nation with 9 makes a game from behind the arc, and Michigan is right behind them with 8.4 threes per game. Both teams perimeter oriented. It's up to Drew Crawford at 6'5" to jump center with the 6'8" post presence, Jordan Morgan of Michigan. Hardaway to Novak, and here's the freshman from Columbus, Ohio, Trey Burke. Mike Kitts, Ed Corbett, and Scott Thornley have the whistles tonight. And it's Novak trying to probe Northwestern first possession. His jumper in the lane was short. His follow tip falls off. And a foul on the rebound over the top of Reggie Hearn goes Novak.
Here's Novak getting his penetration. He's going to miss. Michigan will get a legitimate tip try. Now, when you think about Northwestern tonight, starting 3 guards, man, does that put a lot of pressure on all of them to rebound the basketball. This is a team that averages a -5 in the rebounding column on the season, all games.
2 freshman point guards on the floor. Dave Sobolewski for Northwestern draws an immediate foul on Tim Hardaway. Nothing start.
That's Sobolewski on the penetration, has great court vision, knows where his guys are, and hit Hearn right in stride for the jumper. Very comfortable jumper.
Northwestern has hit 3 of 4. Michigan is 0 for 8 here in the first 4 minutes. Burke behind Morgan. Hesitation move, gets to the glass, and Michigan makes its first in 9 tries.
That's a tough cover trying to stay with Burke because he has a multitude of moves and speeds.
Sobolewski gets bracketed by Morgan and gives it back to Scherner. Crawford with the drive with a finger roll, and Northwestern adds to its lead.
Again, I think they're benefiting greatly from the space floor. You've got a lot of guys out there that can put the ball on the floor and do things with this lineup for Northwestern. They're taking that and maybe giving up some of the defensive rebounding.
Back up by Hardaway, try to beat Northwestern at its own lineup today, and he said it's not something I can do the entire game. It's not something I can do every game because Alex Marcatulio is still bothered by a toe injury. Scherner falling away, and he was really concerned that they would lose something defensively by having this 5 on the floor. Douglas gets to the baseline and leaves for Hardaway for 3. 5 straight for Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah, they've settled down now. They're running their offense and really going wherever they want to with the basketball. Deep penetration underneath the hoop, a kick out. Very hard to recover to that, especially when it's Tim Hardaway shooting.
26th 3 of the season for Hardaway. Sobolewski cross court into the corner, and that was pretty good defense, looked like by Samajic, but Reggie Hearn is able to get him in foul trouble with his first.
Michigan, number 23,
You see what happens over here in the corner. Sumatra tries to move, but he's in the midst of moving when contact occurred. So the advantage goes to the offensive player.
Crawford with the screen from Sherna. Hearn looking for his second three. Got it.
Hearn can shoot it. Hearn is a confident shooter, and both his shots have come from almost the same spot, off the same action, drive and kick.
Northwestern 3 for 3 from behind the line. Hearn had 4 threes in 4 attempts against Central Connecticut State, but he had struggled a little bit since that game. From outside the arc, full confidence mode tonight for Hearn. Guarding Hardaway. And Hardaway had to go off of Hearn's leg on the baseline. Michigan got an easy look on their last baseline out of bounds under the basket. That was a layup for Hardaway. And now a 3 for Hardaway off the out of bounds. Yes, sir. You think they know where the bread's buttered?
You know, when you're struggling, it's often wise to look to your leading scorer, look to the guy who's done it all season long, and that's Hardaway. He is playing very well right now.
Back cut, Hearn falls off. Burke comes up. Hardaway wants it. Tim Hardaway Jr. has 8 straight. And Hardaway calling for the offense to start on his side of the floor, guarded by Hearn. Michigan started 0 for 8. Since then, they've made 4 in a row. Corner 3. And here's Sobolewski, the freshman.
Now you got a little post action with Sherna. Sherna has really yet to get going in this game, and they're going to need him. He's got to be consistent scoring it all night.
Sobolewski tried to reverse it on Morgan, who picked him up on the switch. Hardaway leaves it for Douglas. Douglas on the drive all the way in, and he draws a foul. Dave Molk, Wilmington Award winner, leads the Michigan football team onto the floor. Sugar Bowl champions. And as you might expect, a nice round of applause for the Michigan football team here tonight at Chrysler Center.
They had a fantastic season, culminating with that Sugar Bowl win, and congratulations for sure to the Wolverines.
Coordinators Greg Madison, Al Borges on the floor with the 132nd edition of Michigan football.
Now Northwestern's got to try to overcome all the electricity that just entered the building with that Sugar Bowl trophy, the appearance by the football team. Let's see how they fare.
Well, first we got to get the football team off the basketball court. There's a national championship coach right there, Lloyd Carr.
Recently inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. Congratulations there, Coach Carr.
Greg Madison, defensive coordinator. And after that, John Sherna is trying to make it an old-fashioned three-point play. Tough to rattle John Sherna, isn't it? I mean, this guy is level in everything he does.
Zone defense now. No, I take that back. It's a man-to-man. It looks a lot like a zone. I guess it is. I don't know what that defense is.
Well, it might be matching up. They've played a little matchup so far this year.
That's exactly what I think they're doing.
McClymonds from 3, and that doesn't go. Maybe Michigan didn't know either.
First time I couldn't recognize the defense.
Sherna with the back cut, and he pays it off at the rim.
Wow, so much movement. Very difficult if you're Michigan, if you're away from the basketball, knowing where your man is at all times and not being victim to a back cut like that. Excellent job by Northwestern.
5-point lead, 7-0 Northwestern run, and 5 straight for Sherna. Loose ball, Hearn has it, Sherna on the floor, and he kicks it out to Sobolewski. Drew Crawford has been relatively quiet tonight. He has 4 for Northwestern. He and Sherna make up the highest scoring duo in the Big Ten and the 3rd best scoring duo among the top 6 basketball conferences.
Well, one thing also that Northwestern is doing right now to their benefit is taking care of the basketball.
Checking into the game now.
We said that would be important. We said the rebounding would be important if they're to give themselves a chance to win.
Here's Crawford guarded by Douglas. Crawford into the paint. That one may have been blocked by Douglas. Got a piece of it. And Trey Burke will bring it up. Burke averages 14 points a game to go with 5 assists. He only has 1 bucket here in the first 10.5 minutes. Now Vogrich straight off the bench. He doesn't need much time, does he?
And I don't think he was all that close to the three-point line either. Some range by Mr. Vogrich.
Michigan 4 for 8 from 3. Northwestern 3 for 4 from 3. Sherna spins, little floater. So good with his length at 6'9". He's into double figures already. And he's scored 7 in a row for Northwestern.
Sherna can score in so many ways. As you notice there, put it on the floor. Obviously, he's a great spot-up shooter. And he moves well without it, so he'll get his share of layups off the back cuts.
Ball screen from Morgan, who's looking for it from Burke. Instead, pulls from deep. And Morgan with an offensive rebound.
Morgan's got to take his time and power that ball back up and make them foul him. There's no need to rush your shot when you're 6'8", right underneath the basket.
Sobolewski learned the intricacies of the Princeton offense working out over the course of the summer with Juice Thompson, who's playing overseas in Germany now, and Terletti gets his 2nd bucket inside. It's not very often that a freshman point guard can make an impact anywhere in college basketball, let alone the Big Ten and let alone this complex offense at Northwestern runs. Hardaway Jr. No. Morgan pushed off, or so says Scott Thornton, and that's the goal before that last timeout. And we'll see how Northwestern looks different with Merkovich patrolling the paint. Here he is at the elbow for Sherna with a hand in his face. So tough.
That's scoring machine. That's some big gains in the purple for Northwestern.
Started this season when Northwestern went on a run in Charleston, South Carolina. Went 3-0 in their tournament down there. Sherna had 37 against LSU. Hardaway's teardrop balls off, and Merkovich has it.
Now a more traditional lineup, of course, with Merkovich in there. His ability to take up space and rebound the basketball helps them.
Hearn got behind the defense, but couldn't handle it. And so Marcatulli will step out.
Now, I noticed I didn't favorite non-Spartan Big Ten players of all time.
Why is that?
He could go. Man, could he go. I remember those teams he played on. Greg Lee, Mr. Kerry Carter, coached by my man Randy.
Northwestern went to 1-3-1 to close the half. Burke has to hurry for the buzzer. It was tipped at the rim, but didn't fall anyway. Samatric tried to help it in. Bill Carmody's squad with a fantastic first half. Northwestern leads Michigan 34-27. Now today, Jim and Gary in our Chicago studio with a State Farm halftime report. Northwestern's D, whether it was a man or a matchup, I think they're doing such a great job of helping on the weak side. It looks like a zone on half the floor.
It's very consistent what they've been able to do with it. You know, the only thing that Michigan, early in the game, they got some drive opportunities that they didn't cash on, but they haven't had a whole lot of those since. There's that help you talked about.
Back to Morgan on the strong side. Morgan's got 4 here in the second half, 8-point game.
Taking a page from Tim Hardaway, playing better in the second half. Jordan Morgan. It was almost guaranteed he was going to score more in the second half than he did in the first.
He had to. Hardaway must have sold his secret at the break. Michigan in a 1-3-1. Northwestern closed the half, last possession on a 1-3-1, and Michigan forced a 35-footer from Burke. In and out for Crawford.
That time, Northwestern, no movement away from the basketball, had to settle for a tough shot, contested out of the wing, out of the corner.
Trey Burke hits his first three-pointer of the night after starting this game 0 for 4 from 3. Northwestern had a double-digit lead in the closing moments of the first half against Illinois. Let the Illini whittle that down before the break and gave it away in the second half. Here's Hearn. No. Sobolewski. Got it.
That extra pass did it. Hearn, smart play to give it up. His shot may have been a hurried one because there was a defender running at Hearn, but there was nobody on Sobolewski, and he gets his first field goal of this game.
5 different Wildcats have an assist tonight. That was Hearn's first. Burke tried to turn Sobolewski around, and it wouldn't work. Zach Novak is scoreless tonight. Smotrich harassed from the backside by Crawford, who commits his first personal foul.
Here, watch the ball movement. This is ball reversal. It was on the left side, now it was on the right side, now it's on the left side. You get the extra pass, which buys Sobolewski a few extra seconds, nanoseconds, to get that shot off.
Sobolewski started this game 0 for 4. He struggled against really athletic backcourts, specifically against Illinois, against Baylor, and first half against Burke. Smotrich, too strong.
Now that was an extra pass, but still it looked like Smotrich had to hurry that shot a little bit. Credit Northwestern's rotations defensively.
Sobolewski got by Morgan, and Crawford got tripped up by Hardaway. That's the second on Tim Hardaway Jr. Quick start to the second half. Michigan came out firing, but Northwestern not going anywhere. It's still the Wildcats, now by 8. Only on BTN. But Tim Frazier has been sensational for Penn State this season. What a load of guards this league is featuring, especially point guards. Of the top 5 minute gatherers in the Big Ten, 4 of them point guards. 2 of them are on the floor right now, Burke and Sobolewski. Sherna's the only other guy in the top 5 in minutes played in the Big Ten who's not a point guard. He checks in at about 35.
Big Ten is definitely loaded, you're right.
Here's Sherna on the inbounds to Drew Crawford. Michigan trying to answer with its small lineup. Morgan is off the floor. Sherna blocked by Smotrich.
Smotrich was able to block that because Sherna really didn't take him anywhere. A couple of dribbles to his right and then turned back left, put the ball right there for Sherna, who's about the same height, excuse me, for Smotrich, who's the same height as Sherna, to get an easy block. Northwestern fortunate to keep the possession of the basketball with plenty of time on the clock.
Shot clock now at 11. Crawford off the window. Sherna tip, and they're going to say that was on the cylinder. That would have been Northwestern's first offensive rebound of the night.
The drive, sometimes when you drive and penetrate, the missed shot is almost like an assist. Had only that not hung on the rim a little too long before Sherna's tip.
Douglas took a bump, threw it up, got it to go.
Nice shot by Douglas. Just stay strong with it through all the bumping, all the grinding to get that shot off. Crawford double dribble. Thought he got a bump
from Samatric. That is turnover number 10 for Northwestern. Their first 5 turnovers of this game, Michigan only got 1 field goal out. Over their last 4, Michigan has taken advantage with 9 points. Marcatulio sits, replaced by Curletti.
Michigan still looking for a run in this game. They really haven't had a significant run. Part of that is because Northwestern has taken pretty good care of the basketball in terms of their turnovers, the kind that you can run off of.
In the first half, Northwestern had 3 significant runs where they outscored Michigan combined 33-8. Michigan really only had 2 minor runs. An 8-0 run and a 13-3 sprint out. The lead for Northwestern is 6. Sobolewski, the freshman, backs it back out. The Wildcats can absolutely bleed the clock on you.
You have to be patient defensively when they do that.
And they're playing with a lead. Sobolewski leaner got the touch with 1 on the clock.
Man, that was a tough shot. How did he make that?
He's a freshman.
How did he make that? No angle. Defenders jumping at him from the side and behind, and he still knocked it down. Watch this. Freshman on freshman.
And coming back playing D, he had the president scored on an offensive rebound in the first half. And Morgan showing his toughness by following his own miss that time. Northwestern needs an answer. Sherna off the glass, offensive foul. Wave it off.
Morgan got over there just in the nick of time to address that penetration. Watch Morgan. It's going to come from right there. Position himself out well outside of the circle. Easy call. Easy call for the official.
That's the first on Sherna. And the new man Morgan caused it. Burke steps up and drops it. Another bucket off a turnover from Michigan. Now 11 off the last 6 turnovers. Northwestern came into this game tied for 3rd in the NCAA with only 10 turnovers a game. Novak, finger roll. First bucket for Novak, and we're tied at 44. A 10-2 Michigan run, and it's Michigan's pressure defense.
Look at Stu Douglas just stay with that. That was a Stu Douglas event right there. Novak will get the basket, but the defensive harassment.
To address that, you don't have to come immediately out of the game. Novak's first bucket ties it. Michigan hasn't led since it was 15-13.
Who's going to step up for Northwestern here? One would think either Sherna or Crawford would need the basketball to give his teammates a bit of a relief here.
And an out for Crawford. Hardaway wants to push it. 4-on-2 for Michigan. Novak! Whoa! Two-hand jam for the senior! Where did that come from?
I didn't see it coming. I don't think John Beeline saw it coming either.
Carmody's seen enough. He needs a timeout. Northwestern has turned the ball over and allowed Michigan to come back in this game and reclaim the lead. It's a 12-2 Michigan run.
Michigan or your opponent have multiple opportunities off the window. They're going to score. They are going to score. Northwestern's got to be better the last 4.5 minutes off that defensive glass if they expect to win this game.
Sobolewski drives on Burke, try to reverse it, blocked by Samatric. Offensive rebound, and Sherna leaves it short. That is on the end line, and Northwestern basketball. Novak could have sold the call a little bit better if he didn't try to save it by leaping towards the Northwestern bench.
Back in the game now for your Wolverines number 52, Jordan Morgan, replacing Evan Sputridge.
And I didn't see who it was off of.
Well, it was punched in that direction by Merkovich. But it was out of bounds before Michigan ever got to it. It bounced on the line.
Merkovich hasn't scored. He's, as you mentioned, no threat, but he has clogged up the passing lanes a little bit.
Well, he's also clogged up the driving lanes. He's camped out in there. And there's nowhere for guys like Sobolewski or Scherner or Crawford to drive the basketball.
Scherner got a little bit of space. And the rebound fought for inside. Jump ball, possession arrow, Michigan.
Jump ball to Michigan.
Man of the game. Stu Douglas, 8 points. 4-4 from the free throw line. Burke, back cut, Hardaway. Whoa, he almost lost it. Novak. And Northwestern will have another chance.
But Michigan will get the ball back, and they'll have, it's about a 7-second difference up there.
Northwestern hasn't hit a field goal in nearly 8 minutes. Crawford likes to drive to his right, and we get a Bill Carmody timeout with 16.
Hearn, by the way, is not, yes he is, he's on the far side over there, so he is on the floor and available.
And they've gone with the small lineup, Merkovich out. Hearn, ball in hand. He'll start the offense with 6 on the shot clock. Hearn on Hardaway, and he got fouled. 3 seconds on the shot clock, and
it's one-on-one. Here we go.
Douglas tried to foul him, didn't get the whistle. Crawford up and down. Douglas was all over Crawford, grabbing jersey and reaching in. They have fouls to give. No whistle, and Crawford. First overtime game for Michigan basketball. Michigan football behind Denard Robinson won an OT in the Sugar Bowl against Virginia Tech. Northwestern, with its starters on the floor once again, going with the smaller lineup for the first time this season. Pardon me, Merkovich is out there to start overtime. Hardaway off the mark.
Now that we're in overtime, foul trouble doesn't seem to be a real issue for either one of these teams or any individual.
Scherner and Novak are battling. Here's Scherner with the screen from Merkovich. Fading away. He can hit that, and does.
Basket by John Scherner.
You know, Northwestern really has been reduced to a one-on-one basketball team. Where's all that cutting? Where's all that spacing that they enjoyed in the first half and the early part of this half?
I think all of that went away when they brought a true 5 back on the floor.
I think you're right. It's Merkovich in there, taking up space in the middle.
And Merkovich tried to draw the charge. Instead, he commits his first 10-point lead. That's the largest advantage for either side. Merkovich has only 1 field goal attempt tonight. Goes against Morgan. Got it off the glass.
He made a move. Wow, how about that? They go into the big fella, and he was actually forced to do that with nothing else available for him. He went to work on Morgan.
Burke left it short. Kicks it out. Another offensive rebound. They're 14th. The 3 ball. 15th offensive rebound. Burke. And injured.
You're going to have a technical foul, I believe, on Morgan.
Sobolewski ended up on his backside on the baseline.
And then Morgan shoved them as they were attempting to get up. And it was right in front of the official. Draw a charge on him. They're not shot blockers, Northwestern. So your only opportunity to defend that drive is to get over there and set yourself and hope that he runs you over, but they haven't been able to do it.
Trey Burke, 14 points, 7 assists tonight, and 7 rebounds. Darius Morris put together a triple-double last year for Michigan. That was the first in a couple of decades. Largest lead of the game for Michigan, matching it at 3. Sobolewski. And he draws a foul on the drive, and Reggie Hearn says, I wish we hadn't again tonight.
Now, how critical was that? And they're fighting each other for it here. Look at this. The shot clock and the game clock are almost identical. So now you have to foul.
Northwestern foul, number 3, David Sobolewski.
It's a third on Sobolewski. The Quicken Loans amazing performance. Tim Hardaway Jr., 19 points, 7 of 13 shooting, and 5 threes. Hardaway had 14 in the first half. And here's Burke, who's perfect from the free throw line tonight. 4 for 4. Michigan, if they pull this out, will win it on the offensive glass with 17 offensive rebounds, and at the free throw line, where they are 12 of 13.
Wrestling's clutch.
Still a one-possession game. John Cherna is one of the best three-point shooters in the Big Ten. The freshman Sobolewski picked up his dribble, pressured, and he tried to step through, and we get a timeout. No timeouts available. Crawford hauls it in, and they can reset.
Better get going. You want to leave some time in case you need another possession.
Now they have to get a 3. Game clock at 10 in overtime. Crawford going for 2, and the one-hand jam is fine, but it leaves 7 seconds on the clock. And Marcatulio with the quick foul, 6.3. Night like tonight, 2/10 might be the difference.
How about Michigan not putting anybody on that line?
We started this game by saying that Tim Hardaway Jr. is just a sophomore, plays above his class. How about Burke, the freshman?
Definitely plays above his.
Six and a half seconds for Northwestern to get a look.
Michigan has the option of fouling too in this situation. Don't know if they'll do it.
Sobolewski across midcourt with 3. They need a 3. He's got Marcatulio for the tie, and he's fouled in the corner by Hardaway. With 3, Alex Marcatulio, the junior from Warren, Michigan.
Okay, now he needs to make this one. And then the second one he needs to try to miss. And they have to tip it in. They've got to really push forward to try and tip this in. But he needs to make this one. This is critical.
And so they'll have a chance for the tip. Cherna and Crawford at the lowest positions for Northwestern. Michigan goes a little bit bigger. Morgan re-enters to try and keep Northwestern off the boards. Michigan has 17 offensive rebounds tonight. Northwestern only 4.
What about Merkovich in there right now? How about Merkovich?
There's the miss. The tip doesn't happen. And Michigan survives at the buzzer, staying undefeated at home, now 11-0. Back-to-back losses for Northwestern by a combined 3 points to Illinois and Michigan. Now time to get you to Lincoln. Our final from Ann Arbor. Michigan in overtime outlasts Northwestern 66